Hey guys, welcome back to Watch Trading Academy. So today I'm gonna do a reaction video to this video they just sent me. I haven't watched it yet. It's about e-com because I see here clearly says it's an e-commerce brand something. So let's watch it together and see if this video makes any sense or why my team has sent me this and wanted to know my reactions that pertain to watches. Maybe confusing, maybe not, but let's take a look.
If you had 10,000 to your name, what would you do to spin that around?
I would take $2,000 and I would open up an e-commerce brand, Shopify and Oberlo. I would either do it myself or hire someone like on Fiverr, find a dropshipper like an Oberlo that has them in stock, pay my $29 to Shopify and make this e-commerce site, pay someone on Fiverr $50 to create the site and make sure it all plugs into the back end of my dropshipper.
I can kind of see where this is
and
going.
then I would take another $2,000 and run test ads.
So, the problem with drop shipping and the simplicity of making it that way is that first off, drop shipping is something that was maybe good 4 or 5 years ago. It's no longer what it is. If you're not in the game now, you're probably already out. And that's why there's 900 people trying to teach it and nobody's any good at it. And half of them are getting busted by the FTC. So let's talk about the reality of taking $10,000 and having 9 layers of people involved in the idea of actually running up. First, you have to find the product. 2, you have to copy the product. 3, you have to buy the product. 4, you have to actually have knowledge of Facebook ads. 5, you got to actually know how to find the right guy in Fiverr, not go through 50 people before you get one that actually works. So all of these different moving pieces, right, is not, she's talking about taking $2,000 of it and basically going there and doing that. It doesn't work that way. It's $2,000 maybe once you're a pro at it, because you know exactly how to identify these things, but it's like 10, 15 grand just to get your foot in the door and actually see some kind of result. And the argument is, because I've seen a lot of these e-com programs, I looked into it a while back, you're talking about Amazon accounts and doing things that basically get you banned on Amazon, then opening new LLCs and doing all of these not illegal, unethical, and kind of dark gray area stuff that's just really not effective way to make money off of 10 grand. I mean, think about the simplicity of flipping a watch. You buy a watch for, let's say, 5 grand, you make 15%, you now have, 6,500 in your bank account. Okay. I mean, the whole idea is that you're just flipping stuff and that you make 500 bucks, they make $1,000 that, whatever it is, you keep repeating it. The process is not relying on another platform like Amazon or Shopify, etc. The process is not relying on being an expert negotiator. The process is not relying on going on the dark web to find stuff. It's a very simple process where you can turn 15%, and regardless that you turn 15% by taking 5 grand and literally having, like 700 bucks extra every time you flip a watch, or you go 10 grand and now have, $1,500, that every time you flip a watch doesn't make a difference. The argument though is that the simplicity and the fact that simple business models are more effective and they're in your hands, so no one's going to take that away from you, is where I draw the biggest differentiation between e-com and watches.
So I'd have that cooking and I'd give that at least 5 to 7 days to see how ads perform, and then just again, pump money into the ad that works. So I'd hope to.
And then the argument is what happens once you run out of ad testing money and you have nothing to show for it. And that is the biggest problem in this concept, is that she just spends $2,000 until she gets the ads flowing. But the argument is, it's like gambling. You eventually run out unless you're a pro. So what happens though is you're not pumping money into anything that retains value. Let's say, for example, you buy a $5,000 watch and end up not being able to really do anything with it and realize watch trading's done for you. Well, at least the asset is still worth its 5 grand. You get your money back out and you move on. Like, you just carry on and do something else. You've got to experience wearing a great watch. That's why watch trading is so much more superior to e-com on every basis, especially for newbies, because you can start with $1,500, access to a post office and a computer, and you don't need all of these steps and all of these bizarre things going on. And it's just that simple, and it just works. So trade watches, but let me know your thoughts, e-com or watch trading, into the comments. And of course, like, subscribe, and let me know if you want to see more reaction videos like this in the comments. But don't forget, the most important part of everything we've just learned today is actually learning how to be a watch trader, and our Black Friday sale is live now. So click the link in the description and join us for just $197. It's that simple. We've been teaching the same concept for 15 plus years. It's taught over 22,000 people how to be effective watch traders, and many of them making over $100,000, $250,000 a year trading watches. So click the link and join us and stop wondering if you can do it or not. Bottom line is, you might wear a cool watch for a couple of days and decide it's not for you and get your money back. So focus on that more than anything else. And of course, don't forget to leave a comment.
People go like, who would spend 50 grand for a watch? $50,000 watches are in the mail every day. Like,
I never got into buying watches because I never had the awareness. I just assumed that a used watch was just a dangerous play.
I had no clue about watches before I started.
But then I started seeing a watch trading academy and I went, that's awesome. Portable, I can do part-time, I can do it whenever I want.
They're small, easy to ship, no regulation, no registration, and the dollar numbers can be anywhere from $100 to $100,000.
The return on that was pretty big, 35% ROI. And I ended up selling that watch for $9,900.
Making $1,500 on a $3,000 watch was mind-blowing.
The course progression has gotten me into using watches as an investment class. Buying higher-end pieces, hanging on to them, watching them appreciate in value.
Really just take me out of this consumerism mindset, more to this mindset of keeping your wealth while enjoying the item.
I became a firm believer in getting investments that I can actually enjoy, not just sit in the closet somewhere.
I told you in the past, my goal is to do as little as possible and make as much as possible. It really does not take much of my time at all.
You're giving us the information that's teaching us how to work with everything.
I could not have imagined that this is how it's going to be. I mean, the experience is, it's excellent.
It's something crazy. You tell that to somebody and they won't believe it. Until you experience it and you do it and you tell them it's true. There's thousands, even millions of watches that there's plenty of money to be made.
you see all these success stories. How many more do you need? Everybody's got a nicer car. Everyone's got a nicer watch. Everyone has more money in their bank account. Everyone's going on trips with their family, taking care of their wives, taking care of their kids. If you got doubt, have doubt. Cool, more room for us, right? But there's too many case stories now. There's too many successes. PJ's built way too great of a community. The tools have ever adapted. 100K Club, right? Is that much faster? You just got to get started.
Watch Trading Academy. Learn how to buy, sell, trade, and invest in luxury timepieces